Here's a challenge for you. Can you find true happiness in the next 30 days? That's exactly what John, a successful but unfulfilled entrepreneur, set out to do. His quest took him to unexpected places and taught him lessons he never saw coming. In this video, we'll break down John's 30-day happiness challenge. We'll share the exact steps he took, the obstacles he faced, and the surprising results. By the end, you'll have a roadmap to kickstart your own happiness journey. Are you up for the challenge? Did you know that nearly 30% of CEOs and business leaders report experiencing depression at some point in their careers? It's a startling statistic that challenges our assumptions about success and happiness. Meet John, a prime example of this paradox. On paper, he's the epitome of achievement, a thriving tech startup, a corner office with a view, and a bank account that most would envy. He's got the fancy car, the sleek apartment, and the designer wardrobe to match. By all outward appearances, John is living the dream. But behind closed doors, a different story unfolds. Despite his impressive resume and material wealth, John feels a gnawing emptiness inside. His days are filled with meetings and deadlines, yet he can't shake the feeling that something crucial is missing. He struggles to find genuine joy in his accomplishments, often wondering if this is all there is to life. This disconnect isn't unique to John. Our society places immense pressure on individuals to equate success with happiness. We're bombarded with messages that more money, more status, and more achievements will lead to greater fulfillment. But for many like John, reaching these milestones only seems to intensify the feeling of dissatisfaction. The concept of the hedonic treadmill helps explain this phenomenon. As people achieve their goals and accumulate wealth, their expectations and desires increase in tandem. It's like running on a treadmill. No matter how fast you go, you never really get anywhere new. This cycle can lead to a constant pursuit of the next big thing, without ever finding lasting contentment. For John, this realization becomes a turning point. He begins to question the beliefs that have driven him thus far. Is there more to happiness than what he's been chasing? Can he find fulfillment beyond the metrics of success he's always used? Driven by these questions, John makes a bold decision. He commits to a 30-day quest for joy, determined to challenge everything he thought he knew about happiness. This journey will take him far from the comfort of his corner office, pushing him to explore new perspectives and experiences. As John prepares for this unconventional challenge, he can't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. Little does he know that his first step on this quest will lead him to an unexpected place, one that will shake the very foundations of his understanding of success and fulfillment. We often hear that it's better to give than to receive. But could giving actually be the secret to unlocking our own happiness? As John nervously approaches the doors of a local homeless shelter, he's about to embark on an experience that will reveal the surprising connection between compassion and personal fulfillment. John steps into the bustling shelter, immediately feeling out of place. The stark contrast to his polished corporate world is jarring. He tugs at his designer shirt, acutely aware of how out of touch he must seem. As he's shown around by a cheerful volunteer coordinator, John struggles to make eye contact with the shelter residents. Their weathered faces and worn clothes make him uncomfortable, a stark reminder of a world he's been isolated from. At first, John fumbles through his assigned tasks. He awkwardly serves meals, his hands shaking slightly as he ladles soup into bowls. He tries to make small talk, but finds himself at a loss for words. The residents' stories of hardship and resilience leave him feeling both humbled and overwhelmed. But then, a pivotal moment occurs. An elderly man named Frank approaches John, offering to help him organize donations. As they work side by side, Frank shares his life story, one of loss, struggle, and unexpected kindness from strangers. John listens, truly listens, for what feels like the first time in years. He's moved by Frank's resilience and gratitude despite his circumstances. This interaction triggers something in John. He begins to see the shelter residents not as statistics or problems to be solved, but as individuals with rich, complex lives. He throws himself into his volunteer work with newfound energy, genuinely connecting with people he would have previously avoided. As days pass, John experiences what researchers call the helper's high, a surge of positive emotions following acts of kindness. He notices a lightness in his step, a warmth in his chest that he hasn't felt in years. The problems that once consumed him seem less significant in the face of the real challenges he witnesses daily. John's perspective shifts dramatically. He realizes that true fulfillment isn't found in accumulating more, but in giving of oneself. The connections he forms at the shelter bring a depth of satisfaction that no business deal ever has. As his time at the shelter comes to an end, John feels profoundly changed. He's discovered a wellspring of joy in compassion and service. But his journey isn't over yet. A new challenge awaits, one that will push him even further out of his comfort zone and test the lessons he's learned about happiness and human connection. John thought he had learned everything about happiness from his time at the shelter. But what he's about to discover will challenge everything he thought he knew. Did you know that some of the happiest people on earth face daily challenges most of us can't imagine? As John arrives at a community center for people with disabilities, he feels a familiar sense of unease. The wheelchairs, assistive devices, and visible differences make him acutely aware of his own able-bodied privilege. He tries to mask his discomfort with a forced smile, but his stiff posture betrays his inner tension. John's first task is to assist with an art therapy session. As he hands out supplies, he's struck by the participants' enthusiasm and creativity. A woman named Sarah, who paints with a brush held in her mouth, creates a vibrant landscape that leaves John in awe. Her joy in the process is palpable, challenging John's assumptions about what it means to live with a disability. Throughout the day, John encounters more stories that shake his preconceptions. He meets Alex, a Paralympic athlete training for his next competition, whose determination and physical prowess rival any Olympian. During lunch, he chats with Maria, who lost her sight in an accident but speaks passionately about her work as a motivational speaker. These interactions force John to confront his own biases and limited understanding of resilience. He begins to see how adversity has shaped these individuals, not just as obstacles to overcome, but as catalysts for growth and self-discovery. As the days pass, John immerses himself in the community, learning about the concept of post-traumatic growth. He witnesses firsthand how many individuals with disabilities have used their experiences to develop deeper relationships, find new meaning in life, and cultivate a profound appreciation for their abilities. John's perspective undergoes a radical shift. He starts to view resilience not as a mere coping mechanism, but as a powerful force for personal transformation. The courage and positivity he encounters daily inspire him to reflect on his own life and the challenges he's faced. By the end of his time at the center, John feels a mix of humility and admiration. He's discovered a new dimension of happiness, one rooted in inner strength and the ability to find joy in the face of adversity. As he prepares for the next stage of his journey, John can't help but wonder, if he's learned so much from others, what will he discover when he finally turns his gaze inward? John's journey has taught him about resilience in others, but now he must confront a startling question. Are we truly our own worst enemies? As he steps into the quiet halls of a meditation center, John is unaware that the most difficult battle lies not in the world around him, but in the uncharted territories of his own psyche. The stark simplicity of the retreat center catches John off guard. Gone are the distractions of his busy life. No phone, no laptop, no constant stream of information. As he settles into his sparse room, a sense of unease creeps in. The silence, once craved, now feels oppressive. The first meditation session proves challenging. John fidgets, his mind racing with thoughts of work, responsibilities, and doubts about this whole experience. The instructor's gentle guidance to focus on his breath feels foreign and frustrating. Hours stretch into days, and John struggles with the stillness. He finds himself face to face with long-ignored insecurities and fears. As the retreat progresses, John begins to peel back layers of his psyche. Memories of past failures and regret surface, along with deep-seated fears of inadequacy. The process is uncomfortable, even painful at times, but John persists. He learns to observe his thoughts without judgment, a key aspect of mindfulness practice. Research has shown that mindfulness meditation can lead to significant improvements in anxiety, depression, and pain management. John experiences this firsthand as he gradually develops a new relationship with his inner world. He begins to recognize patterns in his thinking and emotional responses, gaining insights into the roots of his dissatisfaction. One breakthrough moment comes during a walking meditation. As John mindfully places one foot in front of the other, he suddenly grasps the transient nature of his thoughts and emotions. This realization brings a profound sense of peace and acceptance. By the retreat's end, John undergoes an emotional catharsis. He emerges with a newfound self-awareness and a toolkit for managing his inner landscape. The constant chatter of self-doubt has quieted, replaced by a sense of inner calm and clarity. As John prepares to leave the retreat, he feels both lighter and more grounded. However, he's about to face an unexpected challenge that will put his newfound skills to the test. Will John's inner transformation hold up when confronted with the chaos of the real world? John's journey taught us that true happiness isn't found in external success, but in compassion, resilience, and self-awareness. His experiences at the shelter, with people facing disabilities, and during meditation revealed the power of giving, inner strength, and mindfulness. To start your own quest for joy, try these simple steps. Practice daily gratitude by noting 3 things you're thankful for. Engage in small acts of kindness, like helping a neighbor or volunteering. Set aside a few minutes each day for mindfulness or meditation to connect with your inner self. Remember, as psychologist Martin Seligman said, happiness is not just the absence of negative emotions, it is the presence of positive emotions and engagement in life. So ask yourself, how can you actively cultivate joy and meaning in your everyday experiences? For more stories of hope and transformation, don't forget to subscribe and join us again for the next chapter in the journey of life. Your story is just beginning.